All right, guys, welcome to the part of the cat that we're going to test in the cardiovascular system. So, I'm going to make these recordings for you guys in two sections. We're going to do from diaphragm up and from diaphragm down. Now, I want you guys to remember there is a list on Blackboard for you guys to know all of these structures. What I'm going over today are the vessels that are big enough for us to easily see in the cat. What you need to remember is there are other vessels that I want you to know. Some of our heart vessels, the vessels of the brain, and then some of the lower limb and lower arm vessels that we're going to have a very hard time seeing on these cats. And for those, we're going to test them on Anatomy and Physiology Revealed. So you need to know them there. All right, so as we're coming out of our heart, you can see head, diaphragm. So as we're coming out of our heart, what I want you to notice right there is the aorta. Aorta comes out, arches, and goes down. This is your aortic arch, all right? If I take a moment and I reflect the lungs back, then you can see, and reflect the diaphragm back on this kitty, then you can see really pretty the aorta right here. Let me move that a little better. Now you can see really pretty the aorta right here. All right, and it runs all the way back down, 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 down into the abdomen. Okay, so back up here in the front of the cat, we've got our aortic arch. The first vessel we're going to notice coming off of our aortic arch is right here, and this is the brachiocephalic trunk. The brachiocephalic trunk gives rise to three vessels. If we look right under this big blue vessel, our superior vena cava, if we look under it, what we notice is that we've got a branch branching off of the brachiocephalic trunk and going to the arm. This is our right subclavian artery. All right, and then I've got my right carotid artery and my left carotid artery. All right, so I've got my right carotid artery, my left carotid artery, and my right subclavian. Now, back to my aorta highway. My next branch off my aorta highway is my left subclavian artery. My left subclavian artery is going to travel down and into the arm. All right. So it is then going to branch. It's going to branch into my long thoracic, and then it's going to continue on as my axillary for a short way, and then it is going to branch off and become axillary, and then it's going to continue on as my brachial artery right here. All right, my brachial artery is going to continue on down and split into my radial, if you guys can see that a little easier, my radial and my ulnar arteries. All right. Now, let's go back up to the heart. And remember, arteries leave the heart, veins go back to the heart. But I'm going to trace this vein from heart outwards, just so you guys get a little appreciation for going from bigger to smaller. So coming out of my heart right here, I have my superior vena cava. My superior vena cava then splits into my brachiocephalic veins. 1 and 2. My brachiocephalic vein then splits into my subclavian vein and my external jugular. My external jugular then gives rise to, I believe you guys can see really nicely running down the leg, my cephalic vein. Then my external jugular continues on up to the head. All right, now coming back over here, I've got my subclavian vein. My subclavian vein is then going to give rise to my subscapular. It's also going to give rise to my long thoracic and my axillary, all right? And then it's going to continue on down as my brachial vein. My brachial vein continues on down until it branches into my ulnar branches. And then if you look right here, you can see it branching into my radial branches right there. And then if you notice, you will see a small cubital branch that's actually going to come up, and it connects my brachial and radial vein up here to my cephalic vein. So those are the major vessels that I want you guys to be aware of, from the diaphragm up to the head in the cat. You need to know all the ones on the list, but the ones I didn't go over here, I have those in detailed out in APR for you all. All right, thank you guys.